brings you both in today?
Well, my wife, she recently lost her job and she started drinking. And so I told her that she needs to see a counselor. And she said the only way she would come is if I came with her. So that's why I'm here. But it's really only for her because she's the one that needs the help.
Okay, do you agree with that?
No, I lost my job and it's been a very draining, terrible experience. And, I go out to drink because it gives me a sense of validation, and she's over here making fun of me all the time because I'm drinking and I'm going out. But where else am I going to get this validation from? Because I sure as hell am not getting it from her because she's making fun of me for losing my job. It would just be great if I could just be as successful as her, but sadly I'm not. I got laid off from my job as a physical therapist, and it's made me very sad because I spent all these years in education about it. She's just constantly making fun of me for it.
Are you making fun of her? Why is that something you seem to do, or does it seem like that to you?
I don't think I make fun of her. I think the issue that she has is that I am a very blunt person, so I present things in a way that I'm not really concerned with her feelings because I'm trying to get her to understand this is the issue and we need to address it. And I'm not very nice about it. So I don't feel like it's me making fun of her. I've told her, you're an alcoholic. I can't say that nicely. That's not really a nice thing to say, but it's the truth. She goes out, we have a young child, our son is 2, and where's his mom? Out drinking at a bar. So what else am I supposed to say other than you're an alcoholic and you need help?
Do you consider yourself an alcoholic or just a social drinker?
I am merely a social drinker. I can assure you I'm not an alcoholic. I would never.
Social drinker means that you drink in social settings. Let's have a girls' night. Let's everyone bring a bottle of wine. Not I'm gonna go to the bar. She's creating the social environment, not the social environment coming to her. That's not that's literally an alcoholic. You go to a bar and stay at the bar for hours. That's not being social. Because you're not talking to people other than the bartender to say, give me another shot. So I don't see how she considers that being a social drinker.
Have you thought how this affects your family, including your child?
I try to be there for my kid, but I also have to take care of myself. And I'm taking care of myself by going to the bar to alleviate my stress.
Does that not sound like an alcoholic?
I can't answer that right now. Did this start as soon as you lost your job, or have you stayed at home?
I've always kind of liked alcohol, but it's a big stress reliever for me. And I feel I don't know, I feel good when I drink. It's relieving, it releases a lot of tension from me, and I don't know, it's just kind of been my only way of coping with things, and I've had other periods in my life where I've had to drink a lot, and I came out of those, but I don't know, I have been drinking a lot more in this situation than I have been compared to previous situations.
Have you thought about other stress relievers, like yoga or taking a class or anything?
I've tried yoga, but I'm not very flexible, I'm not very athletic. I tried running briefly, but I only made it about half a mile before I'm we're gonna stop. I don't know. Nothing's just clicked as well as alcohol has.
Have you tried to look for other jobs in physical therapy or looked for references or anything?
I have, but I'm still really young and I don't have as much experience as I could have, so that definitely makes it a little difficult when you don't have 3 years of experience in a job.
Have you tried talking to her while at home, while you're together? Or has this just been in one ear out the other kind of thing?
No, because she's always at the bar. That's the problem. It's I get up, I take our kid to daycare, I go to work, I'm at work all day, I come home, there's no dinner made. So then we cook dinner, get our son together, and then she's out the door. So the time that I would be talking with her, she's not there because she feels like that's her best way of coping. And again, this is where I've told her, people who feel like they need alcohol to cope, that is an alcoholic. That's what that is. And so you can't give the description you just gave about how great alcohol is for you and what it does for your life, and then in the same breath say, no, I'm not an alcoholic. You may be a functioning alcoholic, but you're still an alcoholic. If you can't go throughout the day without it, how are you not an alcoholic? And she doesn't seem to get that.
How do you feel when you don't drink?
I feel sad, depressed, and just anxious all the time. Like I don't know. This whole job thing, I don't feel like I have a purpose in life unless I have alcohol.
You never thought of doing counseling before to help you with your anxiety or depression symptoms?
I have, but I've just always kind of been taught to resolve things on my own. So it's definitely a little difficult for me to take that first step and kind of seek out help for myself.
What other situations have you drank like this before that you mentioned before that you've been in similar situations that you drunk?
Well, when I was in college, I had a lot of work I had to do, and I kind of drank to cope with that. And then I broke my leg 2 years ago, and I drank a lot to cope with that. My mom died a year ago, so that also, I definitely drank a lot to cope with that, but I don't think it was to that extent, to the extent that it is now. I don't know. I feel like I need alcohol and going to the bar late at night is the only thing that's going to give me validation or any kind of stress relief.
So when you're at the bar, do you just drink or do you talk to other people?
I talk to others, but typically it's just kind of like shallow conversations, but still it's like, I don't know, it takes my mind away from all the stress I've been experiencing.
And you don't feel like you can talk to your wife or anybody else, your friends, family?
I feel that when I talk to my wife about this, I'm just going to get judged. So, I don't know.
Do you feel that you judge her or you just want her to get over this and go on to the next step?
I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like like I said, my approach is it's a little more blunt. I feel like she wants someone to coddle her, and I don't feel like that's my job, to be honest. But also, I feel like once you make the decision to like have a child, like that was a decision that we made. We have this child, and you should want to get over it because for the sake of him. Like it's not like never mind me, I'll be fine because I have my job, I can take care of myself. But he is too. He depends on both of us, and here lately he's just been depending on me because she's not around. So I feel like my approach is direct because I want her to understand, like, listen, this is not just about you, it's not about me. I mean, we have a kid who's watching you. I mean, you're showing him how to grow up. And I don't personally want my son to grow up to be an alcoholic, so.
Is your child aware that you're not in the home?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like he kind of knows I'm not there a lot of the time, but he's also too, so I'm not sure if he's aware like why I'm gone.
Let me ask you that same question. Is your child aware that she is not at the home, or do you put all of your attention on him so he doesn't realize it?
I think in the beginning, he was a little more aware because he was used to, like, we both worked pretty steady jobs. I mean, 9-to-5 type of jobs. So one of us would get him, we'd alternate who would pick him up from daycare, and then we'd come home, we'd cook. So it was more of like a family environment. We both go to work, we pick him up, we come home, we cook dinner, we watch TV or do whatever we're gonna do for the night.
We're in a routine.
Right, we were in a routine, and then she lost her job, and that routine became me picking him up every day from school, me coming home and cooking dinner and giving him his bag and reading him his story and all of those things. And so in the beginning, he would like call out for her, and now he just doesn't. So I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, he realizes that she's not there, but he also realizes that him calling out for her didn't work. It's not like she came back, so he's not, wasting his energy, expecting that she's gonna come and read him a bedtime story, even though he's only 2. Does he know that why she's not there? No. But when she is there, I'm sure he can smell alcohol in her breath. He doesn't know it's alcohol, he's 2. But I'm sure he can tell a difference. But that doesn't seem to motivate her to change. And that's what frustrates me, and I guess that's why I am the way I am with her, because I'm kind of like, if nothing else would motivate you to get better, why would it not be your kid? Like, how would this innocent 2-year-old that we decided to bring into the world not motivate you to get better? And it doesn't seem to.
So how does that make you feel that your son has stopped basically looking for you when you're not there?
It makes me kind of sad because I know I can be a valid parent. I'm just dealing with a lot. Like, I know I can do a good job, and I definitely can do a lot better, and it does make me a little sad to know that.
So what are things that you can do besides going out and drinking that you think would help strengthen your relationship with your wife and your child?
I can definitely stay home more nights, not go out. I think I'm going out like 5 nights a week probably. I could maybe cut back on that significantly. I could definitely stay home, spend more time with my kid, doing more, I guess, playing with my child, being more involved in my child's life, and also just communicating with my wife. Instead of hiding things, maybe work on effective communication skills. And if I feel that my wife's being a little excessively blunt, bring that up, but don't be a total asshole about it and just completely abandon my wife from far. And I guess find more effective coping mechanisms, like maybe try yoga again, maybe try running again, maybe focus, maybe just work on, I guess, improving that and not being so focused on, oh, I can't do it. You know, like how I've kind of felt about, finding a new job. Also, work on finding a new job.
To work on yourself before finding a new job might be helpful in your situation.
Yeah.
So you gave me a picture of what a weekday is like. What about a weekend? Since if you don't work on the weekends.
Well, I do some work on the weekends, but I try to take him to the park and just get him out because he is in daycare 40 hours, just like we work. So he's there, and then when he comes home, it's because it's so much of just me working and then having to fulfill all of these different roles. We don't go to the park, because previously, when there was more time, because we were splitting the tasks, it could be whoever picked him up might take him to the park to run around for a little bit, or you might go to the park to give him bread to feed the ducks or something like that. But I don't have time to do that because I need to pick him up, get him home, and do all of that. So on the weekends, I try to make more time to do that. But and she's home, but she's still for me, it's not your presence. It's your presence is great, but what are you doing with that? If you went out Friday night and you stayed out until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning drinking, you're surely not getting up at 10 o'clock on Saturday to go to the park and run around with us. So you're there, but you're still not present in his life. And I feel like all of that goes to with all of these things that she just gave you of how she can improve herself. That's all great, but none of these things was to see a counselor about potential substance abuse, to go to an AA meeting. None of that was even included in what she's saying. So she believes that she can just stop drinking whenever she wants, and if that's the case, then that makes me even more pissed, because you're choosing alcohol over your family. It's not that you have a disease that you can't help, and if that's the case, then we have a bigger issue. And I've kind of just been saying she's an alcoholic, it's alcohol abuse, and she can't help it. I've been around people who were alcoholics, and I know what that looks like, and I really do feel like that is her. But if she thinks she can stop at any moment, then we do have some bigger issues to talk about, because you're not neglecting your family because you can't control it. You're choosing to neglect your family, and that's two completely different things. And that, for me, that's the difference. Like, if I knew that that was the case, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair in this counseling session, because I'm not coming to counseling to listen to you with the woe is me, when you can just put the bottle down at any moment, because that's what it sounds like she's saying.
So I have noticed that when each of you speak to me directly. You don't speak to each other. So is there anything you want to say to each other while in this environment?
No, I think I've said all I needed to say.
To me or to her? To anybody?
I will seek out counseling and I will attend AA meetings, because I feel that you make very good points and valid points, and I care about you, and I need to show that I care more about my child, so that is definitely worth doing.
Do you believe her, or do you think this is a everyday thing that she says this and then the cycle continues?
No, she's never said that. Usually she denies that she has a problem, but I just still don't believe that she's actually going to do it. Like, I'll believe it when she actually goes to a meeting and comes home with a chip.
So you said you have a career. Have you ever been let go from a job?
Not a part of my career. So no, not after I've gone to school, got my degrees, and got into my field. No.
So do you think you're being too judgmental because you don't know what she's going through from losing a job, or do you think that you're right on cue to get her through this?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think I'm being judgmental, because I don't think I'm being judgmental because I don't know what it's like. I think I'm being judgmental because regardless of what she's going through, having had lost her job, our son is more important. Our family is more important, because the reality is she doesn't have a job, and our mortgage is still getting paid, our car notes are still getting paid. Like, I make enough money to provide for the family. So if not having the job is the issue, figure that out, but don't neglect me and our son, which is exactly what's happening. So I feel like she uses that kind of as an excuse to just do what she wants to do. Like, she wants to go out and drink. So she uses, I lost my job, I feel so crappy, as the excuse, when it's not like she lost her job and because of that she can't pay her bills. We've never fallen behind on our bills. So that, like, I'm sure I could work on being more understanding as to what that is like. But the bigger issue is the neglect that our son is experiencing. And that is something that lasts. Like, that's not something that he's gonna forget. He might not be able to verbalize it, but that's a feeling that children have when they're neglected.
So you've used to neglect a lot of times. Have you thought about doing a possible trial separation for your son, so he's not in this situation, or until, for example, you go to a meeting or you think about like being less judgmental, you work on these things, and then you get back together, or has that never been an option?
I don't know that it's never been an option. I've just never seriously considered it, because as far as me and him concerned, the only thing that would change is that she would no longer be in the house. I mean, he would still be getting the exact same amount of care from me. It just would be, he wouldn't be able to put his eyes on her. That's really it. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that would be beneficial or problematic. I haven't really thought about it really until you just mentioned it.
How would that make you feel, being away from your wife and child more than you are?
I feel like it would definitely be a bitter pill to swallow, but if it helps me get better, if it would be a step, I don't know. I don't know, if it would give me the space to. Okay.
Alright, perfect.
I don't know, I was like, it
Oh
just turned out.
All right.
All right,
Sorry, I don't know why I
so-
did that. I'll fix that, sorry.